Recently Screenhog had made a video about the original Club Penguin model and showcased it and everything, and as a 3D modeler, it's really just like great to see all this stuff, because for projects like Club Penguin 3D, we don't really have many references on what a penguin should look like in 3 dimensions, so I'm really glad that got out eventually. But I want to go over a few things. So this is going to be basically, what I usually started off with when I model. And modeling the penguin was sort of tricky, but also not that tricky, because you have to start with like an egg shape and then modify it from there. So you usually start with like a shape similar to this. You probably should rotate the top back, push that back a little bit, and you got basically like the main shape of a penguin. You might want to just widen out these the width a bit, and it's like a basic shape of a penguin, and if I can open the penguin model that is currently in game for Club Penguin 3D, then I could show you what one of my third attempts at it was, which was this. Now, let's try to compare this to the original model, which is here. There are differences, lots of them too. Eyes, way bigger, they are going outwards from each other instead of inwards, so that is a big thing, big difference. And I modeled it like very differently than how you'd usually model it, but this result, currently I'm not that satisfied with it. I might replace the model at some point, because I did eventually get a model it to be more accurate, and the accurate one was I think it was this one, and this one was a bit more accurate, so I like this a lot more. And let me see if I can rotate the camera. This version had a lot more accuracies, because as you could tell, it looked more similar to the model. And basically, I didn't remodel the whole thing, I just modified the existing model we had to fit reference images. But if I could get a sort of a render here, I could show you what the model looks like that I did fully rendered, and this is what usually it would look like once you set up everything with the cartoon shading, sketch and tune and all that. That's basically the gist of it. And as far as the original model here, this is the original Club Penguin model. Just the arms and stuff are not adjusted, the eyes are not adjusted, and this is probably the best you can get. And the way I got this is through one of my friends helped me extract this from the Club Penguin Island files, since they had their closing party, and they showcased the original model for the closing party. So rip that and then put it into here. It's not properly subdivided right now. And I mean, at this point, this was like the farthest we can get to anything, which was like, basically the original model itself. And this is all we had for a while, until Screenhog made his video, and he opened the original model in a program called Swift 3D, which I will show you. This is Swift 3D, and this is what Screenhog used to open his the model. And I have it loaded up, and this is a very old program. I think it was 2002, 2009, around that time slot. And as you can see, the model I imported, I don't know too much about this program, so I can't really render anything properly, because when I do, try to render anything, then it'll usually come up like this, where, you know, lighting is not adjusted. You know, I don't really know anything about textures, but if you do know about any of this, let me know in the comments. So, like, link me to any tutorials, you know, contact me, because I want to try to get this pretty accurate, you know. But other than that, this is basically the exact program. It might be like a newer version, but this is the exact program, and I think it's best for accuracy purposes, to do it in this program. That might be just me, but you know, it's not that weird to use, but it's also not like anything I've used before. Another question I want to clear off is how, you know, difficult it might be to get accurate, because, you know, we don't really have many resources for the original model, so accuracy is like a big thing to get right. And I hope we did a decent job with Club Penguin 3D, getting everything accurate as possible. But it is still quite a challenge, and I don't know if I have how light in here. Let me just see if I could just get all the light out of this. Maybe I'll just put default lighting. Yeah, that's good for now. Alright. But the Penguin model is very strange, because from a top-down perspective, it looks, you know, completely like weird compared to what we usually see in game. And sorry for that ratchet kind of rendering, but, you know, it gets the job done, I guess. But I don't know this program, so I can't render it exactly how it was. But I think it basically gets the gist of what it was. I used many programs to try to simulate the effect, 3ds Max and Cinema 4D, and I use Cinema 4D mainly because I think it does a decent job. But the problem with this original model, it doesn't export rigged, doesn't come rigged. You know, there's no animations to play or load up. I don't know the program. I don't really know how to use it. So that's a big issue already there. But I think if you know how to use it, let me know in the comments, or just let me know on Twitter, because for dang sure I want to use this in the future, whether it be projects, videos, whatever. So let me know. Link me to any tutorials or anything. I'm completely clueless on how to use this. And that should be basically the main gist of, you know, the model, I guess. And yeah, so I'm gonna keep trying to get as accurate as possible to what the original model was. Maybe I'll rig it, use it, who knows. But I just want to show you guys, you know, what it takes, kinda, to make some of the original Club Penguin stuff, because it is very interesting to see how it was made. And check out Screenhog's video, because he, you know, went in depth about it. You know, he knows more than I do, and you know, it's very cool to see what goes on behind the scenes and how they, you know, crafted everything and how they made everything in Club Penguin. So I recommend 100% his video. Go check it out, and that should conclude the basics of the Club Penguin model.